Alright, so video blog. It's day 14 of 40 for my blog, but I'm adding a video element to each blog now. So this is the video element. I just think that I'm kind of fired up today because I just had a really fantastic phone call and conversation, and I can't really disclose much right now, but things will happen. If it's God's will, I'll get this deal. If it's not, I won't. Basically that simple. I'm kind of having to realize that I have really, really good days where I have really, really good conversations, and sometimes I have really, really bad days where I have really bad conversations, and it seems like a lot of doors are shutting. I think that's just going to be the way it's going to be until I can completely come into being comfortable, like where I'm at, which is kind of a weird place. But I've kind of taken my hands off the steering wheel, which is like the best part about all this. I yeah, today, just quick, I want to talk about the best things in life that are free, and I think that's kind of the message that I'm learning these days, is that the things that like you get to enjoy in life that really like are the best things, they really are free. Obviously, you have to be able to pay your bills, and you have to be able to pay your rent and all that kind of stuff and whatever. I'll figure that out, I'm sure. But I think that part of my lesson right now is to make sure that I'm paying attention to the things that are in life that are already free, that are already there. Um, you know, the way that Hannah like looks at me, the way that I get to interact with her, like tickle fights are free. Holding hands is free. It's corny. Yeah, I'm about to be super cornball right now. So if you're not digging it, probably time to turn it off because I'm about to get real corny. Um, Seriously, like walks outside are free. Like, the sunshine is free. Being able to enjoy it, going outside and getting vitamin D. Sometimes you get sunburns, shy boys. But just like sometimes, like just being able to like look around, like being able to enjoy some conversation. Like being able to add to a conversation. Like, speaking of conversations specifically, I've had so many like really cool conversations in my life. Um, that I just think that I kind of wanted to focus on conversations today and what it is that like some of the conversations I've had. And I can't talk about a lot of them, and a lot of conversations that I'm having I can't talk about. And some stuff that I'm doing with different clients and whatnot, can't really talk about. Some of it's really fun stuff. I'm not really like generating money yet, but I've got like I've got contracts in order to begin to like fulfill, and that's good. There's definitely promise to what I'm doing with social media stuff. But one of my conversations the other day, this is a true story. Like, and who has this conversation? Who has this conversation right here? I meet a guy. He does a thing. He hosts yacht parties, right? I happened to mention in passing that I was bartending, or I'm a bartender, and I give him my number. We exchanged. I don't even give him my number, actually. He called someone else to get my number, who I had that meeting with, and he calls me back and says, I may have a gig for you this weekend, kind of last minute. That's how these people do. I'm like, all right, what is it? And he says, I need you to bartend on this yacht 3 days. I'm like, okay. Um, I'm going to preface this point right now by saying that I didn't do this, but it was a really cool conversation to be in. I didn't get a chance to do it because they ended up not wanting a bartender. But he ends up telling me that he's finding out what my price was and blah 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 and what he should buy for the party. I'm like, well, we have to talk to the client. Who is the client? And he goes, the Trumps. And I'm like, the who? He's like, yeah, the Trumps. There's like 12 to 15 of them. I take them out on yachts that we rent whenever they come in Chicago. So they charter the yacht, a few times while they're in town. And I'm like flabbergasted by the fact that I just had a conversation with someone an hour after they met them, talking about me bartending for the Trumps. Now, I'll reiterate, I did not get the gig, did not do it, did not end up doing it. But I think that's okay. And the reason why I think it's okay is because this person thought enough of me in a matter of that short amount of a time to call me back and ask me if I'd be interested to bartend for the Trumps while they sail for the day, 3 days in a row. And I just thought that that was crazy. I had another conversation once, not that long ago, and just to get an opportunity to have just to get an opportunity to have this conversation. Again, it wasn't a deal that worked out, but I had someone literally sit across the table with me less than an hour after meeting me again and say, got a project, I got a lot of money to put on it, do you want to take a look at it? And less than 7 days later, I was traveling and I was looking, to look at that opportunity, and I was giving someone my expert opinion based on what I've done in my life, which is, I think, is so cool. Like, and these feelings are not, they don't cost anything, which is even more cool. And I don't know, that's my thing. That's my blurb for the day, or my blog for the day, is just like the best things in life really are free. Pay attention to the conversations you're having. Like, for me, like, there was a time in my life when I did not think that I'd ever have conversations like that. And I can tell you that most of the people around me never thought that they'd have conversations like this. Most of the people around me never thought that they'd have more conversation than what was limited to, like, the cross streets that surrounded my neighborhood. Like, anything that happened inside that neighborhood, that's just the way life is, and that's just the way things happen. And just to be having conversations like that, it's so refreshingly great to feel that, and to be able to appreciate that, to appreciate to be healthy, to be like to be like a person who's kind of being able to, like, draw from so many positive experiences in my life and negative experiences in my life, and still somehow focus on what's good about it. I think that's the only reason why I'm not nuts, because there's been a lot of bad stuff that's happened to me in my life, and every single bad thing I've been able to find something great in it, and that's all God. That's not me. People don't do that. People can't do that. That's impossible. But it's not impossible. Like, it's not impossible if you believe in God. And that's a fact. So yeah, that's it. Best things in life are free, for sure, 100%. I'm not gonna edit this video. I'm not even gonna cut it down. I'm gonna send it right now. Bye.